Welcome to the Twisted Pint Tavern. Today, in spirit of the holiday season, we're checking out some holiday-themed D&D stories from our viewers and Reddit. If you have any great stories about holiday-themed games you'd like to share, drop them in the comments. Now let's get going. So my DM once had us make new one-shot characters for an event they called the Christmas Royale, where we had characters being spawned in a snowy area that had about 6 igloos, 5 small and 1 giant. We each spawned in a corner. I was a human monk, I forgot his name, and we'd gone in initiative order, so when my turn came around, I go into the igloo and there's a penguin waiting for me with 2 swords ready to battle me. I show I'm not harmful by sitting down and leaning on my quarterstaff. The igloo itself had a chest in the far right of the wall, and for a few turns I tried to figure out what was in there, but when I got close, he'd get defensive of it. After showing I truly was a non-combatant, he relaxed and it was revealed that it was a frozen fish in a block of ice. After lighting a fire, me and the penguin spent 10 plus turns trying to defrost it. By the way, the other players found us and sat with us to help defrost it. Toward the end of the defrosting, we had 6 people sitting around a fire waiting for a block of ice to melt. Towards the end of the one shot, we found Krampus and the penguin warrior sacrificed himself to save me. I will never forget you, Mr. Theodore the Penguin. I did not think that when you encountered a hostile penguin trying to defend his frozen fish, it was going to turn into him sacrificing himself for you. That's a fantastic story. Theodore the Penguin should live on in all of our hearts. We should all strive to be Theodore. One dark, windy, and snowy night, sometime in December, our whole team thought Garrick should be the Christmas elf. So I had to drag everyone's butts in the snow just to get to a nearby portal. Meanwhile, our other characters are having a hard time. I myself have dark vision and can track pretty well. I made a deal with the guild in the fall to follow the clues to the North Pole, where I'm from. You know, Candy Cane Lane down past the Muffin Man's shop. He's a nice guy, to be honest. He was my best friend. As we're all huddled by the fire, the snow stopped. It stopped being windy. Everyone was frozen around the fire. Not I though, cause I was roasting marshmallows. My hearing's pretty swell since I'm an undead, and I heard a deathly crack in the woods, like someone snapping trees. Then poof, out popped a moose or something. He had a red nose and had to take us somewhere. All I know is we're on the nice list. Look, I don't know if you've seen any of the real life moose encounters in the woods or on the roads up in Canada and all that, but if you weren't on the nice list, I'm pretty sure that moose encounter would have gone way differently. This story is technically from a Halloween session, but hey, holidays are holidays. I put my players through this nightmare a couple Halloweens ago. In addition to being the spooky season, it also happened to be the 1-year anniversary of us playing together. I was leaning into doing an anniversary themed session to celebrate, but I didn't mention anything about Halloween. As the party walked through the town at night, a mist enveloped them, obscuring everything. A single note floated out of the mist, landing at their feet. It was an invitation to an anniversary party for a wealthy family they'd never heard of. This is sounding a little bit like a Curse of Strahd intro. As they continued to walk, they soon came upon a large compound with a mansion. They'd never seen this before in town. To make a long session short, each room, section, part of the compound was a different horror movie or trope. The courtyard had a ghost party, they turned hostile. The stables had a blood ooze, shining elevator, a werewolf, Cujo, possessed marionettes, puppet master, mirrors with reflections that hurt them, Candyman, and more. It all led to the Adventures BBEG, a child's old doll named Plucky. Every single step was met with paranoia and fear. Oh, and no rests, because nightmares. I really like the idea of a haunted house or gauntlet or something where the different sections are inspired by different Halloween movies or whatever theme you're going for. I think that's a really fun way to pull in a lot of tropes without having to make an entire session planned around it. I once just tried to put Santa in the game as a one-shot NPC that gave each of the PCs a small magic item as a present. Of course, they slaughtered him and tried to get more presents from his sack. To punish the random slaughtering of NPCs, I had all their gold replaced with coal and sent them on a quest to retrieve it. That is the most expected way that introducing Santa can go, and also the best way to get payback on the players. Honestly, I trust my players to not murder any special NPC I put in, but if they do, I want to have a clever way to tell them not to do that. And I like this. There's also this reply, this is why I've never introduced Santa into my games. Well, one of many reasons, but this is firmly at the top. Yeah, I think the average party leans towards murder hobo, so if you don't want to risk giving them a magic bag filled with infinite magic items, then maybe either don't introduce Santa or have some caveats to how that plan works. A few years ago, I played a quick side story where we had to beat the hell out of Santa. See, it's all about beating up Santa. His reindeer and a demon that was manipulating him into dropping Alchemist Fire down chimneys. Santa hit like a beast. He was a monk with the 5-point exploding heart technique. Made our fighter's heart explode, and Rudolph was a sorcerer or something. Tough fight. He gave us presents afterwards. I'd hope he gave you presents afterwards. He blew up your fighter's heart. Like that's more than a little wound. But also, dropping Alchemist Fire down people's chimneys like that sounds like a prank gone wrong kind of thing. Like that sounds like a haha, let's go drop some stuff down people's chimneys and you don't realize how bad the Alchemist Fire is. But it's just a funny concept to me. I don't know why, it's terrible, it's horrible, but it's a funny concept of just like hopping rooftop to rooftop, dropping Alchemist Fire down the chimneys. And that's all the stories we have today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry I've been missing for a bit, life got a bit crazy, and I just genuinely haven't had time to sit down and record videos. Luckily though, things are looking to be calming down, so I'm looking forward to bringing things back into full swing after the new year. Anyway, thanks again, and I hope to see you in the next video. Oh, and of course, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. What are you sticking around for, a Christmas Carol or something? I don't sing, I got beer to pour.